Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
It's time for the Lithia Ford of Boise Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show from Bronco Nation News.
Hey, we're here for the postgame show. Sorry about that. BJ Rains with you. The Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show. We're going to have Coach Leon Rice, I believe Tyson Degenhart joining us as well. All right, Boise State fans, go ahead. Get your comments in after that one. Boise State falls in disappointing, surprising, maybe stunning fashion, 54-42. Boise State falls to Charlotte in the opening game of the Myrtle Beach Invitational. Boise State goes just 5 of 23 from three-point range, 14 turnovers for the Broncos, and just could not overcome a really, really bad first half. That was really the story of the game tonight. The first half, Boise State got down. They actually outscored them, I believe, by 3 in the second half, but just could not get anything going. They did end the game on an 8-0 run. I thought Sada Nganga did a couple of nice things. Tyson Degenhart did have 14 points, but overall, Boise State just unable to really do much of anything. Jordan says would be fun if Loyola Chicago joins us in the P5s in the consolation bracket. Bob is not worried early in the season. Somehow managed to embarrass themselves even earlier in the season this time, according to James McDonald. Keaton says the only good thing about a loss, it's a vent session in the post-game show comments. Very therapeutic. Let the comments, let them fly, and we'll see. We are going to have Coach Rice and Tyson Degenhart coming on here shortly. Logan says, what do you think the new star recruit? Watch this game, watch this game. Well, he already signed, so, and it was just one game, so it is what it is. Looks like Tyson Degenhart's going to make his way over to do radio first, and then he's going to join us. The next game is warming up in about 35 minutes. It's going to be Tulsa and Loyola. So we'll see what happens in that one. But Boise State, again, falls 42-54. They'll play the loser of this game. Again, you had Tyson Degenhart, 14 points. He was 5 of 15 from the field, 1 of 7 from three-point range. Overall, Boise State just really could not get much of anything going tonight. It was just one of those days. They were ice cold. They got down big in the first half and just couldn't recover tonight. That was obviously the main problem tonight was that first half. And you look at what they did, 4 for 24 from the field, 11 turnovers to 1 assist in the first half. 4 field goals, 11 turnovers. They go 0 for 6 from 3. And Charlotte ended the first half on a 19-2 run to end the half. No, he cannot decommit. He already signed today. So he did sign an official letter of intent, so he is locked in. That is incorrect there, Logan. Again, first half just was horrible. They were down 28-11 at half, and that was really the problem in this one, was just their inability to get much of anything going in the first half. And then it was just 11 points in the first half. I mean, I've been covering this team for 10 years now. I'm not sure I've ever seen a first half like that. 11 points in the first half, 11 turnovers, 4 for 24 from the field. I mentioned 0 for 6 from 3, and that really is a problem now. If you look at it, I was putting some numbers together here. They were 7 for 31 from 3 in the first 2 games, 7 for 21 or 7 for 31, and then 5 for 23. That's 12 for 54. I mean, that's like 20% from three, the first three games of the season. Tyson Degenhart 1 for 7. Shaver was 1 for 3. So you're looking at 3 of 23. 3 of 23 from 3 from Tyson and Shaver. You know that's obviously not going to stick, but again, that was a lot of things, disappointing things about this game if you're a Boise State fan, but the inability for some of your main guys to get going from 3 is obviously tough for Boise State. Is that right? He's good. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of an issue there. We do have Tyson Degenhart nice enough to join us here for a couple of minutes. I'll turn your mic on, Tyson. Man, tough one today. Appreciate you sticking around, man. What happened tonight?
I think we just didn't score offensively. I think we got good looks to start the game, and shots just didn't fall for us. And, we just have to, find a way to win even when shots aren't falling.
How hard is that? I mean, the first half, you're down 28-11. You had as many turnovers as you did buckets. I mean, was it as simple as just missing shots you guys normally make, or the turnovers? I mean, the first half was just really weird.
I think we're just a little tense, coming off a long trip, but that's not an excuse for us. We just didn't come out and get it done.
What, from three-point range through 3 games, I mean, you guys are 12 of 54. You and Marcus, I think, are 3 of 23. Obviously, you guys aren't going to shoot like this all season. Is it just, cold shooting to start the season from deep, or are you seeing anything wrong, or what do you make for the cold start from the outside so far?
I think it's just a cold start, but, as a shooter, you got to have a short memory, and I think that the next shot's going to go in.
You guys you didn't score the last 7:43 of the first half there, and then they went on that huge run to end the half. I mean, again, was Charlotte doing something, or was this more you guys just not making shots and being sloppy, or were they doing stuff to frustrate you?
I think it was just us. We just didn't get the job done. Credit to Charlotte for playing a great game, and we just got to respond and get back tomorrow.
And it seemed like in the second half you had some energy. You guys were starting to score a little more, and you got it to like 11 or 12 a couple times, and they kept getting some huge shots.
Yeah, I like the energy that we started with in the second half, but we got to start with that. Come out the first half. We've had through 3 games we had really slow starts, and I think that's something we got to work on as a team.
Any positives you can take from this? I mean, we saw Sada obviously got some minutes. You did okay offensively yourself, but I mean, overall as a team, can you try to find something that you can take into tomorrow night? Or
I think seeing Sada, get more comfortable with the game is really good for us because his role is going to expand as the year goes on as he gets more comfortable. So I think that's the best thing for us, and then that we have a short turnaround, so we don't have to dwell on this for too long.
You guys haven't had to do that a ton this year, obviously, but I mean, how are you? Is this a group that can put this mentally behind you guys? I mean, how do you try to turn the page quickly? Because now you play it, again tomorrow night, and it's going to be a good team either way.
I think you just got to, look at the tape, see what we did wrong, and then just flush it and come back for tomorrow.
After a game like this, is Coach Rice laying into you in the locker room? Is there not much to say? What was kind of the mood in the locker room after the game?
I think we all were disappointed in our effort tonight. We know that we can score more than 42 points. Our offense is more than capable of doing that. So I think we kind of knew, we were not very happy with our performance, and the coaches.
How much better is the team than what we've seen so far?
I think we're a lot better. We're still trying to get comfortable with our roles, and I think we're going to see a lot of improvement tomorrow.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for your time, and we'll see you tomorrow night. There he is, Tyson Degenhart. Appreciate him for sticking around and joining us after Boise State falls in this one. We're going to have Coach Rice joining us in a little bit as he is doing his press conference after the game. Actually, he's doing his post-game radio, and so he's going to go there, or is he coming here? Okay, perfect. So Coach Rice will be here momentarily after Boise State falls again, 54-42. Hopefully you could hear Tyson okay there. It was we're doing our best to bring you post-game interviews. Coach Rice is going to join us here in a couple of minutes. He's finishing up his radio interview, but obviously a tough one. 54-42 again is the final. We want to thank some of our sponsors while we're waiting for Coach Rice. Lithia Ford of Boise. Appreciate them. Make sure you check out LithiaFordofBoise.com for all their cars, ICCU as well. But obviously, we'll bring Coach Rice on here. He's going to sit down and join us. 54-42, the final. Coach, I'm sure the last thing you want to do is have to talk about this game, but just overall, obviously a tough one here in the opening round.
Yeah, I mean, just I just talked about how we let our missed shots really affect everything else we did. It got us a little too desperate. We turned the ball over, and then we just got out of our defense and let them have layups. you hold a team to 54, you can win that game. But that was the most pathetic offensive display in the first half that I've had. And I saw the frustration in those guys' how it affected their play. And I think that's, I think we came out in the second half with some energy and enthusiasm and shuffled the deck a little bit. And we're going to find the right guys and the right combinations. But, tonight maybe helped us do that.
I know you know the numbers, but 4 of 24, 11 turnovers in the first half, 1 assist. I mean, once the shots weren't falling, were the turnovers falling when you were trying to force things? Or
absolutely. And then we were just kind of square peg round hole instead of making the easy plays. And, I almost saw like a desperation in the first half. You never want to play that way because, in college basketball, there's so many different styles you have to play against. Well, this was the kind of the frustrating Air Force style. And Charlotte wanted this game low scoring. We wanted it to be up and down a little bit more. And when it didn't go immediately our way, we had no resolve. And that's what I'm disappointed in. And, the young guys haven't been exposed to it yet. They're just trying to figure it out. But we have enough veterans that, that I didn't think they handled it that very good.
When you are, 2 for 17 or whatever it was at one point from 3-point range, I mean, is it just some of those were wide open with good 3-point shooters?
So,
I mean, is it just one of those nights, or could you have done something differently at that point?
Well, sometimes you got to weather that, and we could have weathered that had we not broke down. We gave them 9 layups, and say you take some of those away now you might have been able to survive your worst shooting half in my lifetime. You might have been able to survive it. And that's what I'm kind of disappointed in because, I saw that in an earlier game, like Colorado, they had a lot of open shots they missed. And I don't know if it's preseason jitters, if it's, but we had some open looks, a couple early that almost went in and out a little bit. And then it seemed like that affected our whole shooting. Like we were just tight about like, oh, I hope one goes in. And these guys are good shooters and you can't operate that way. But our defense can't be so affected by the offense. I mean, that was, so we'll be up all night figuring it out and find answers. And, I got to find answers of how I'm going to work this rotation. And you find that out in games. And, we're going to look through that and figure it out to help them with that.
I know he only had 2 points, but I thought one positive was Sada's play tonight.
I know. He played hard and made some defensive plays, got some rebounds, attacked, and thought he got a couple fouls that he could have maybe drawn, but we got to develop him, and he's got to get out there and play. And I think he played hard and he didn't play scared, and he helped the team. So we'll break down the film tonight, but then it's how we respond. And I think we got high character guys, so I'm banking on them to respond.
You did have some good news off the court today with the signing of Chris Lockett, Jr. Coach. Could you just talk about, I know probably not in the best mood to talk about that right now, but obviously that's going to pay dividends down the road.
No doubt. And he's a versatile, tough guard that, his first game he got 30 points, 10 assists, and about 8 rebounds, I think. I don't know. But he's a versatile guard that can play multiple positions, guard multiple positions. He's good, strong driver, good shooter. But he's a winner, and that's what I like best about him. And he was a great get for us. And, it's pretty neat because Randy Livingston has got so many Boise connections. And, the way Boise is and the way our fans are, that matters to people. I think I saw it on your interview where he must have commented on it 3 times. He liked our fans because he was at the Washington State game. And that's important. And, I think that's important to keep in mind that kids are watching that stuff. They watch social media. They see how the fans are with players and with teams and how they support them and, get them through the tough times. And when the fans help with that, it pays dividends for your program. And, this team that I have right now is going to grow, and we have to grow, and we got some good players. We don't have it all figured out, not even close. But, when you're playing tournaments and good teams, when you have a weakness or something that you're not great at, things get exposed, and then you go and fix them and fix them and fix them. But we'll bounce back. We got high character guys, and we got to do it in a hurry, though.
And final thing, Coach, is this a game where you lay into guys in the locker room, or is it just hey, you know what you did, you missed shots, and you move on to tomorrow? And how confident are you that you guys are going to be able to turn the page quickly tomorrow?
Well, I'll never lay into guys about missed shots. We can control what we can control. We can't control making or missing shots. We can control the shots we take. We can control the great effort we give. And then, those kind of things. That's when I have a problem. If guys aren't giving their best effort, if guys aren't being great teammates, if guys are being selfish, any of that, that's where I have a problem. Missed shots are part of basketball. You got to have the toughness to play through those nights of 0 for 10, 0 for 11, and then keep grinding. And I think had we done that, we would have given ourselves a chance to come back in the second half.
Well, as you've said, Coach, whenever you've been in slumps, you guys would do a lot of makes. So hopefully that starts tomorrow. Yeah. And we appreciate your time, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thanks.
There he is, Leon Rice. We appreciate his time. After Boise State falls in this one, 54-42 to Charlotte in the opening round of the tournament. And again, Coach Rice didn't have to do that, so we appreciate him for sitting down after a tough loss to talk to us here on the Lithia Florida Boise postgame show. What's the deal with Abo? I wanted to ask him, but we only had a limited amount of time, so I didn't get to it. I'm hoping to get some time with Coach tomorrow and ask about that. But yeah, Chibuzo Abo did hit 2 late threes tonight, finishes with 6 points. In 3 games, he has 11 points, 12 fouls in 3 games. So still, after 3 games, more fouls than points for Chibuzo Abo. That obviously is not going to cut it. And he's a guy that I thought was going to have a big game tonight, but he's obviously got to be better. Did Milner get hurt at some point, or was just simply Rice going with different guys given the struggles? He didn't play much in the second half. We can take a look and see what the final numbers were. The final numbers, he played 13 minutes for the game. I think they wanted to get some other guys some minutes, man. You saw I mentioned Chibuzo, wasn't playing a ton in the second half either. He did finish with 27 minutes. But you had Sada and Ganga played 14 minutes. And, again, he only had 2 points, but I thought he did some things. I thought he had a couple nice drives. He got called for a weird offensive foul, but I thought Sada did some things. Kobe Young got in there for the last 8 minutes of the game. So Boise State was trying to get things going and trying everything they could, really to try to get the rotation switched. How about Jordan saying Coach Rice noting that he watched the interview earlier today, BNN is the best. Appreciate that. Coach Rice, hey, if that's not a better endorsement for Bronco Nation News, I don't know what is. Coach Rice is watching it on game day to see the interview that we had with the newest member of the Broncos, Chris Lockett Jr. EJ Kyle, Jace got bodied a couple of times, didn't look too good tonight. Yeah, he wasn't a great matchup for them. They had some bigger guards. He wasn't a great matchup for them. But ball movement, where was it? Yeah, there wasn't a ton of ball movement. But, again, some of these shots were wide-open threes. So I know folks are saying stop shooting threes. But when you're wide open and you're a 40+% three-point shooter like Tyson Degenhart, it's the only way you get back in the game. You got to take them. It wasn't a lot of, forced threes with hands in their face. Most of these were wide-open threes. Tyson Degenhart goes 1 for 7. Marcus Shaver goes 1 for 3 from three-point range. In 3 games, 3 for 23. Tyson and Marcus Shaver are 3 for 23 in 3 games. So it's just shots not falling. So I'm usually a optimistic guy. I'm not ready to say the season's over. Some of you guys may be, obviously, but it was a rough game. It's obviously a bad loss. You were favored in the game, but only by 4. You're only favored by 4 points in the game, so it's not like you lost to some 20-point favorite like some of these games we've seen this year. But overall, it wasn't a great game. Tyson Degenhart, 14 points. Marcus Shaver with 9. You had 6 from Abo, 4 for Max Rice and Najee Smith. That's kind of where you lost the game. 2 guys that are both averaging almost close to 30 points a game combined. Max Rice and Najee Smith, you only get 8 points from. Kobe Young did come in and hit a 3. But Mo Silla, Jace Whiting, Pavle all went scoreless. Lucas Milner does not score either. So that's, I believe, 2 times in the 3 games. I guess you had the exhibition game. But Lucas Milner and Mo Silla, again, both go scoreless. And, again, that's, the stats are pretty much what they are. 17 of 54 from the field, 31.5%. The second half was better, 43%. They were a little better in the second half, but just really could not get things going. They heaved up 17 three-pointers in the second half, made 5. Boise State only goes 3 of 5 from the foul line, too. So they couldn't get to the foul line. had trouble working it inside, and so obviously that was an issue. If you can't get inside and can't draw fouls, then you're not. That's one less way you can try to score that way as well. So, not ready to say the season's lost by a long shot, but this team is rough right now, no doubt about it. Big Wade says I'm optimistic as well. Early season new players. I think the travel might have affected things. I think the team will be fine. Got to get better looks and make wide open shots. I'm not just ignoring the game. The game happened. It's not a game you want to lose. Vince says, why not try to pound it down in the paint since nothing was going down? They tried to throw it down a few times, and that's when they turned the ball over. That's when they had some of the 11 turnovers in the first half. A decent amount of those came when they were unable to get the ball down into the paint. They tried a few times, and then you had Boise State with some other guys, Max Rice included, who were wide open on threes, but they weren't making them, so they were passing them off. So, they even gave up some wide open looks. Shane says plenty of lessons to learn from tonight. I agree with that. Jake says let's get the next game. Let's see. Leon is the guy going to turn this loss into a clinic. More Sada and Kobe Young is what Perry wants to see. We'll say, even though when they go 40 for 45% from three, they win. Oh, if they go 40 for 45, they would have won. Bad to worse as the game went on. Young kids were getting in their head. It was just we got faith in the players. Coach, tonight will not define the season. We'll figure this out. I think that Rice just needs to strategically figure out who should start and sit. He did say during the interview there he's trying to work on his rotations. He's not exactly sure, rotation-wise, what to do moving forward. So, they're going to have to work on that a little bit, and certainly that was an issue tonight. Everything was an issue. Nothing really went right. It was a tough game, and again, 54-42. They'll play at 7:30 Mountain Time, so I get to wait all the way till 9:30 tomorrow night here in Myrtle Beach, and they'll play the loser of this Tulsa and Loyola Chicago. Looks like Tim Duryea, Mike Burns, David Motes have the pen, the clipboard's out, and they're sitting courtside. They'll be scouting this game to find out who they're going to play tomorrow night, and it's a quick turnaround. You're all ticked off. You're mad you lost the game, but you got another game in less than 24 hours. And, the whole goal in these tournaments is to go 2-1. You got to find a way to go 2-1. So Boise State can still accomplish that. They'll have a chance tomorrow, and then they'll play on Sunday against, whoever wins one of the other losers bracket games. And that's going to be either Colorado or Texas A&M. Either Colorado or Texas A&M is going to be in the 7th place game. I guess the 5th place game, because one of those teams is going to lose and one's going to win. But overall, Boise State comes 2,500 miles and falls. Shane says, I'm more impressed with Sada than Abo right now. Big Wade says the Charlotte guards were thick. Tough to post up wide bodies. That's ball movement and wings. I'll be worried if they don't learn from games like this. Bob Davis says it reminds him of the Bakersfield game. Yeah, that was a terrible loss. Cal State, Bakersfield. And again, Boise State is 1-2 on the season. They were 3-4 before the winning streak last year. They are 1-2 at this point. At this point right now, but Tulsa's warming up here. They just bumped into our camera, but that's all good. Let's see if we got any other comments rolling in here. I do want to thank our sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Go check them out. They are the best in the business, the official bank of Bronco Nation News, and the Rains family. So they help with our road trip coverage. Make sure you check them out, ICCU.com. RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. Check them out as well. They're offering that great deal in Twin Falls right now, BNN Twin 23. That's right. Use the promo code BNN Twin 23, and you get 23% off your interior painting order if you're in the Twin Falls area. So thanks to them. Thanks to Lithia Ford of Boise as well. The Rains family purchased an F-150 recently. We love it. You can do the same as we did. Go check out the inventory online, LithiaFordBoise.com. Then go on in, test drive your vehicle, and you're on your way in a couple of hours. So thank you to our title sponsor of the pre- and post-game shows, Lithia Ford and Boise. We are broadcasting from the Cutwater Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of premium pre-mixed cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Ridley's Family Markets, thanks to them as well. Make sure you check out Ridley's Family Markets, 13 Idaho locations all across the state. And you'll not be disappointed if you head on in there. They have the at-home shopping, the Skip app, all that great stuff. So check out Ridley's Family Markets. Final couple of minutes here. We're going to get out of here pretty soon. Does this affect our record? Yes, the game counted. Boise State falls to 1-2. This game is a regular season game as part of an early season tournament. So Boise State now 1-2. And again, they will play tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Mountain time back in Boise. And Randy says, thanks for all you do. See you tomorrow night. Appreciate you, Randall. Appreciate you for checking out the show. Again, we'll be live in the morning. Jay Tust and myself at about 9 a.m. Mountain time. 9 a.m. Mountain time, Jay Tust will have his weekly Friday appearance. And then we'll be back on for the pre- and post-game shows late, probably about 6:30. About 6:30 tomorrow night for the Mountain time for the pre-game show. The post-game show will be afterwards. And then you'll be able to watch the game, watch us before and after the game. So hearing some weird rumors about Twitter, by the way. It's probably not going to end, but if Twitter were to end, make sure you keep following us on the YouTube channel, on the Facebook page, and on Instagram. Those are our other channels, BroncoNationNews.com. I know it's probably fake news, but you never know. So if something does happen to Twitter, we'll still be having these shows on the YouTube channel. So that's why you want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel as well as our Facebook page, just facebook.com/Bronco Nation News. So overall, as Leon Rice said, you hold them to 52 points. You feel pretty good about it, but offensively, just couldn't get much going. And, it was a pretty balanced attack. You had Bryce Williams with 12, Ali Khalifa with 10, and Montre Gibson with 8 for Charlotte. You had a couple guys with 6. So, they shot 43%. They only went 4 of 17 from 3 as well. So it wasn't like it was some crazy shooting game from Charlotte. But in the end, it is what it is. Boise State loses. They fall to 1-2 on the season. And obviously that's a tough one. So Boise State falls 54-42. They drop to 1-2 on the year, as I said, and they'll play the loser of either Tulsa or Loyola Chicago, the game that's getting ready to start here in 11 minutes. That game will be tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Mountain, as I said. But appreciate all you guys for checking this out. No, I'm not doing the double. The football on Saturday is going to be Colin. No, I'm not going to the football game. I'll be watching it and covering it here from Myrtle Beach. It'll be my 3rd football game in 10 years on the beat that I have missed. I'm staying here in Myrtle Beach. But Colin Mitchell is heading to Laramie tomorrow, and we'll have a full pregame show and postgame show for football from Laramie with Colin Mitchell of Bronco Nation News. I will be here tomorrow night, and I will be here for the game on Sunday. Shane is asking about a pregame show. Yes, as I just said, about 6:30 Mountain Time tomorrow, 6:30, 6:35. We'll kick it off with Abe Jackson. Hoping to get some interviews tomorrow with Coach Rice and some players. We'll see if they're willing to talk on a game day. Yeah, there will be a pregame show about 6:30 tomorrow night. And, again, if you're watching this, hopefully you're a subscriber. Bronco Nation News is the only local media outlet here that made the trip to Myrtle Beach from Boise for this game. So hopefully you'll support our efforts with a subscription to BroncoNationNews.com. It's just $6.99 a month, or you can pay $70 for the year. You'll get exclusive content like my column going up later tonight on the loss, as well as other things like our BNN After Dark show on Wednesday and other exclusive content as well. So we'll wrap it up. We're at about 30 minutes. I will get writing on my column on this one, and then we'll get that posted to BroncoNationNews.com on later tonight. But hopefully you enjoyed the game. And, yes, Dennis, I chose Myrtle Beach over Laramie. I know that was a tough call, but I did choose that, and I'm happy that I made that call, though tonight you come 2,500 miles and you watch them score 11 points in the first half. That wasn't exactly ideal for anybody. But, still having fun here in Myrtle Beach. Still a chance for Boise State to turn it around tomorrow and get back on track and try to get back to 500 and try to get to the 5th-place game on Sunday. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. Again, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Jay Tust will join me. We'll have more reaction to this game. We'll talk and preview the football game Saturday in Laramie. And then, again, I'll be back about 6:30 tomorrow night with the post-game show as we wrap it up. Thanks again to the Blue and Orange Store, theblueandorangestore.com. Check them out. Free shipping, any order over $40. Check out BoiseDentistryCo.com if you're looking for a dentist. Dr. Chris Minert does an amazing job, so check him out. Locations all across the Treasure Valley. United Commercial Insurance as well. If you handle the business insurance for your business, they can make it easy and cheap for you. UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate. BauscherRealEstate.com, the #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. Transportation compliance service. If you're looking for a new vehicle, or you're looking for a new job, if you're looking for a vehicle, go check out Lithia Ford. If you're looking for a new job, transportation compliance service can help you out. Become a truck driver. I can get all the permits and things you need and get you out there towing that first load in no time. So we appreciate Transportation Compliance Service. We appreciate all of our great sponsors. And most importantly, we appreciate you guys for sticking it out with us. And I hope you enjoyed hearing from Coach Rice and Tyson Degenhart. Obviously not a fun one tonight with the loss. But we'll be back tomorrow. It's a new day. Hopefully Boise State can get things rolling again and get back on track. But again, that'll do it. The final score, 54-42. Broadcasting from the Cutwater Canned Cocktail Studios. Again, thanks to Lithia Ford of Boise, our sponsor of the postgame shows, Idaho Central Credit Union for paying and helping with our travel expenses, and our title sponsor of Bronco Nation News, rowpaint.com. For all of our other great sponsors, we appreciate you for watching. We'll talk to you at 9 a.m. tomorrow with Jay Tust, and then tomorrow night on the pregame show about 6:30. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you soon tomorrow, 9 a.m. Bronco Nation News, bronconationnews.com.